Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the 90th Annual Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention. Here at the head coach of the Abilene Eagles, my wife's alma mater, Coach Mike Fullen. Coach, I appreciate you chatting with us this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
My wife was wearing the shirt you gave me at 7-on-7 the other day, so she was representing up in Canada.
All right, man.
There you go. So
got the brand in Canada.
There you go. Worldwide branding for the Warbirds, right?
Absolutely.
First off, Coach, the convention is rocking and rolling on day 2. There's all kinds of amazing vendors and stuff that the guys are all the technology. I can't keep up with it half the time. It's all this awesome stuff. Then the fellowship that you have with your fellow coaches and getting to see guys you've coached with in the past. I mean, I don't want to date you, but there might be some guys you've coached that are now coaching football as well. So getting to see those guys is pretty awesome. Just talk about how important and special it is to be a part of the Texas High School Coaches Association.
Well, I mean, it's the greatest association, the biggest association of its kind in the nation. And, to serve as a board of director on it has been a blessing. This will be my last year. I'm a senior director, so I'll be going off after this coaching school. And just from how much it's changed since my time on the board and the explosion and the expansion of everything is just tremendous. Our membership numbers have gone up each and every year. And, we've worked out ways to make it easier for registration.
I heard registration went great. I mean, the line was long yesterday, which is awesome because it means the coaches are coming. But I heard you guys were able to get through it really quick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was great, and we always, on the years that I've served, we come in on Wednesday morning and we kind of have a debriefing of the convention and what we could do better, what can we expand on, and I think each and every year it's just gotten better, and we've gone through some craziness. In the last 3 to 5 years with the COVID and not having the convention and having to do it online but where it's at, the association in a great place, and it's really we're taking on more members. We're having more opportunities to have services for all sports.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing I noticed is all the sports. Yeah,
and I really think the big deal is the coaches and the presenters here. They don't so much want to stand up and lecture. They want to do the demonstrations, and I think that's the biggest benefit that a lot of the coaches get is because, so many coaches are visual.
Yeah.
And when you go to a lecture, you kind of – but when you get out here and you see it raw and you see the demonstration, I think that's the biggest thing and the biggest leap that the association has made at coaching school and what's made this convention so much bigger and better.
It's amazing, yeah. And we turn our attention now to the Abilene Eagles in the 2022 season. First off, the offseason, I felt like you guys had a good offseason. I watched you guys in 7-on-7. You guys qualified for state there. And we know it's not real football. I mean, the big boys aren't involved, and the big boys are an important part of the game. But to get that experience for your skill guys has got to be important, and it felt like to me watching you guys, I feel like for the Abilene Eagles in 2022, one area that I think you guys are going to be really good in, I love your secondary. I think your secondary is going to be a really good secondary. Talk about those guys a little bit and how important they are to your defense.
Well, we've got a lot of experience back there. We've got guys that are 2 of them are 3-year starters, and some of them are returning, and our whole defense is going to be experienced, and our secondary is a huge part of the way that we play defense because we have a unique way that we play the 3-4, and our safeties and outside backers are really interchangeable, and we've got experience there. We've got experience at just about every position on defense, and so we're looking for those guys to really help us out a lot. Noah Hatcher, Jason Henley are guys that step out. Kwame Collins, Kevion Williams. We have Beckham Paul, who will also come over and serve some as a possible quarterback for us, who's a unique athlete. And as well as some of those guys that are in secondary are going to probably come over and help us some on the offensive side just because of their unique
talented
athleticism that we don't normally get coming through Abilene High.
Yeah, they're very talented
that we're going to
kids.
take full advantage of it. And so looking forward to what those guys can do.
And just from what I've talked to folks on the offensive side of the ball, I feel like where you guys are looking for some young guys to maybe step up and mature and grow up might be up front of the offensive line. How has that process gone with those young guys, and how much have you seen them grow up this offseason?
It's gone well. We've had a good summer strength and conditioning with those guys, and as I've transitioned as a head coach, being on the defensive side for so long, I've kind of gravitated to the offensive side, and not so much X's and O's. I get over there with the offensive line. We've got our little club,
yeah.
And so I make it a big deal to make a big deal about those guys and our D line. And I've seen those guys really come together. We switch some things around, which you do, and that's really what we do to utilize spring ball is to find your offense and defensive linemen, because your skill guys are normally involved in other sports, and we try not to affect track and baseball. So we're primarily looking in spring ball for offensive defensive line, because your skill guys, if they're playing baseball or running track or soccer or whatever, then they probably can throw and catch a football.
Yeah.
But you got to find your grinders down in the trenches, and that's what we utilize spring ball for, and we think we found a good group to put together.
All right, now realignment in February came and went, and to the uneducated observer, they may say, oh, Abilene High drops down to Class 5A. It's going to be a breeze for those guys. And I would say you would probably agree with me. No breezes in District 2 5A Division 1. That is a really good district top to bottom. I think Tepper and I said 1 through 7, I'm not sure there's a better district in the state of Texas. And I feel like there's going to be 2 or 3 really good football teams that don't make the playoffs because of the depth in your district. It's going to be a grind every single week.
Oh, yeah. People ask me, what's going to be the difference. I said there's not really going to be any difference other than the classification that we went down from the district that we've been in, being with the Midland and Odessas and the Centrals and Friendships. It was week in, week out. You had to play good ball because there was good ball being played, and everybody was well coached. And, all we've really done is turn our needle a little bit northwest and headed up to the Amarillas, and we've played all those schools before in non-district, so we're fully aware of the competition, and what I'm excited about is coming out of District 2 6A, where football is important to the community, and football is coached, and there's a passion for it. There's that same passion and commitment to football in the district that we're going in, so I'm excited about it. I know it's going to be a battle week in and week out, and you've got to be ready to play good football every week.
Final question for you, Coach. Abilene ISD is making there's some facility upgrades that are coming down the pike. You got turf on your fields now on campus, which I know is huge.
Huge.
A lot, just from missed practice time and being able to get out on the field and practice. There's stadium upgrades are coming at Shotwell Stadium, and some other awesome facility upgrades that are coming on campus for you guys and Cooper. How excited are you to see the commitment from Abilene ISD administration and the community of Abilene to being successful in athletics and giving you guys the tools that you need to continue to stay competitive?
Well, it's huge, to do that. I've been a part of AISD for 25 years, and I've seen, the expansion and the growth, and it's really come on recently with the turf fields on both campuses, and then we're going to start build on indoor facilities on both campuses in September. And
fired up about that.
Oh, fired up. And it's not, and everybody wants to tie it to football.
Exactly.
But
I was just going to say that.
Tell them, you don't understand. We'll use it, but we will use it less. The other sports, your sports from January to May, will utilize it more than anybody else because of the uniqueness of our area and the seasons. It's 85 one day, and then the next day it's 32 and blowing sleet sideways. Those other sports, that's why it's a multi-sport facility, and so we're excited about that. And of course, as soon as the season ends this year, with the first round of the playoffs, where hopefully you've got a home,
hoping to host a game,
But after that, they're gonna immediately start to work on Shotwell, and that's I've said it before. It's going to be epic with the change. And
it's already a wonderful stadium. It's one of my favorites in the state of Texas. And you get that awesome brand new press box in there, it's going to be a special place.
Just looking at the rollouts of it and going through some turn pages on what they're going to be doing, it's going to be really nice, and it's going to really help our community and draw some people that have maybe gone bypassed this before. That it's going to definitely be an upgrade and just add to the mystique of Shotwell, and it was time for a facelift,
Well, Well, I'll tell you, you mentioned the indoor. Aside from the other sports that can use it, I mean, the band can get in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
ROTC can get in there. I mean, it's a multi-purpose complex, not just for athletics. I think it's going to benefit all the students at Abilene High and Cooper High as well. I think it's a great thing for the community.
Extremely fired up about that, and you know, just what we're doing and the commitment that our board and our administration is making, and as you well know, you know, if you want to have good programs, and we've had a steady, you know, for years of having good programs athletically, and that starts at the top and having good alignment with your board and with your administration, and we've been blessed to have that in Abilene.
Well, Coach, I know you're very busy. We appreciate you taking a few minutes to come through and chat with us. Good luck in 2022 with the Abilene Eagles, and we appreciate what you do for student athletes in the state of Texas.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.